Zhao Wudi worked as a building guard. During his shift, he was caught resting. Another guard, Ma Lu, woke him up and invited him to enjoy food from the wedding being held inside. Wudi found it strange. The wedding looked too grand for the small number of guests in the massive hall. Their talk ended when a luxury car stopped at the entrance. Wudi watched closely as a beautiful bride stepped out. She arrived alone, accompanied only by her secretary. The bride was Xingyu, a CEO known for her cold personality. This day was critical for her. To secure her leadership role, she needed to be married. While preparations continued, her secretary Lin rushed in with troubling news. The groom, Li Xian, had run away. Xingyu showed no surprise. She calmly ordered Lin to find another man willing to marry her that same day. The wedding had to go on. In another room, Ren Xin, a wealthy CEO, enjoyed his drink. He was the one who had forced Li Xian to flee. His true goal was to marry Xingyu himself and seize her company. Back in the lobby, Xingyu approached Wu Di. She asked him to marry her immediately, offering a marriage contract. Wu Di, stunned, refused. He told her marriage should come from love, not convenience. But little did they know, this was only the beginning of his story. "This is my name is Zhao Wu Di." After his rejection, Xingyu pressed forward. Lin soon found another man willing to marry her under contract. Before the ceremony could start, Ren Xin appeared. He knelt, offered a diamond ring, and asked for her hand. Xingyu rejected him coldly. She knew his real motives and would not let her company fall into his hands. Moments later, Lin returned in panic. The replacement groom had vanished. Xingyu was left in despair. At that moment, Wu Di entered in a black suit. He fought off Ren Xin's men, then stood before Xingyu and Ren Xin. He handed Xingyu a bridal bouquet and asked her to proceed with the ceremony. As they walked toward the hall, Xingyu's uncle stepped in. They doubted Wu Di and questioned his intentions. Zhong demanded to know how Wu Di met her and why he loved her. Xingyu froze, unsure of what to say. Wu Di calmly answered. He spoke in detail about her habits and daily life, explaining his admiration for her. Xingyu was shocked. She wondered how he knew so much. The truth was unsettling. Wu Di had been secretly observing her for a long time, even renting an apartment across from hers to watch her without her knowledge. After the wedding, life soon returned to routine. Wu Di and Ma Lu were reassigned to guard Xingyu's office. One morning, Xingyu received a report that Li Xian had stolen important documents. She checked the CCTV footage and ordered her security team to capture him before he escaped. 2 guards detained a man in the parking lot, but he was not Li Xian. Meanwhile, Wu Di carried out his own search. He reviewed the CCTV again and discovered Li Xian hiding inside a black car. Wu Di caught him and brought him to Xingyu. When she saw Li Xian's injured nose, Xingyu asked Wu Di why he had struck him. Li Xian pleaded for forgiveness and revealed he had been following Ren Xin's orders. Ren Xin had taken his younger sister hostage to force him into betrayal. After work, Xingyu invited Wu Di to live at her apartment. Wu Di hesitated, saying their marriage was only contractual, but Xingyu insisted. Her 2 uncles had sent spies to watch her home, and she wanted to silence their doubts. At the apartment, Xingyu explained more rules for their contract. She told Wu Di to act convincingly so her uncles would stop questioning their relationship. Wu Di then teased her, saying a wife should cook for her hungry husband. Xingyu replied coldly that she did not cook and never prepared meals for anyone. The doorbell rang. A driver delivered a large order of food for Xingyu. She refused to share, but Wu Di mischievously helped himself. Across the street, a spy hired by Xingyu's uncles watched closely. Seeing the pair eat together, he grew annoyed, convinced they were becoming too close. The next day, Wu Di noticed a sweet-looking young woman named Ma Ling. Ma Lu introduced her as his younger sister and asked Wu Di to help her get a job at Xingyu's company. Charmed by her, Wu Di agreed. Later, he nervously mentioned Ma Ling to Xingyu, saying she showed potential during her interview. Xingyu appeared jealous as she rechecked Ma Ling's file and studied her photo, noticing how Wu Di praised her. That evening, Xingyu was followed by a man with ill intentions. Before he could act, Wu Di intervened and stopped him. What Xingyu did not know was that Wu Di had sensed the danger much earlier. She had tried calling him, but he ignored the call. He chose to remain hidden behind a car, not wanting her to realize he had been secretly following her all along. The following day, Ma Lu talked with Wu Di about a fugitive tracking website. He pointed out the top wanted criminal, Zhang Ming, and joked that catching him would make him rich. Wu Di showed no interest and went back to sleep. Later, Xingyu confronted Wu Di about the previous night. She said she had heard his phone ringtone in the parking lot but never saw him. Suspicious, she asked if he had been following her. Not wanting her to misunderstand, Wu Di explained the truth. He told her that her late brother, Xing Chun, had once entrusted him with her safety. Wu Di promised to protect her at all costs. To prove his sincerity, he returned Xing Chen's necklace and explained he was only repaying the kindness Xing Chen had once shown him. The next day, Xingyu asked Wu Di to join her for dinner at Uncle Shen's house. When they arrived, Xingyu held Wu Di's hand tightly, trying to display their affection as husband and wife. She looked uneasy about her uncle's reaction. Uncle Shen made his disapproval clear. To him, Wu Di was only a security guard, unworthy of a CEO like Xingyu. Amused, Wu Di confidently responded that he would prove he was no ordinary guard. He set a timer on his phone and challenged himself to find every bug hidden in the art room. Using his military training, he quickly uncovered all the devices in record time. Uncle Shun was shocked, realizing he had underestimated Wu Di's abilities. On the way back, Xingyu's curiosity grew. She tested Wu Di by asking him to guess her lipstick shade. He correctly named each one and then teased her, asking if the prize was a kiss. Xingyu was caught off guard and flustered by his boldness. The next day, Wu Di and Ma Ling stayed late at the office. Suddenly, the power went out. They heard noises in the data storage room and went to check. At the same time, Wu Di and Ma Lu tried to enter the building but were ambushed with a stun device. Inside the data room, a figure knocked Ma Ling unconscious and pointed a weapon at Xingyu. To her shock, the attacker was Lin Lin. Lin Lin revealed her betrayal and demanded access to the company's data, acting under Ren Xin's orders. Wu Di appeared in time. He had only pretended to be knocked out earlier to trick Lin Lin. With his own stun device, he subdued her quickly. He also admitted that he had disabled the CCTV system on purpose, knowing Ren Xin was watching through the cameras. Once the chaos was over, Wu Di received a phone call. The caller knew his true identity and told him to come to a bar. Around the same time, Xingyu also got a message leading her there. When Wu Di arrived, he was surprised to find the caller was a woman named Li. As he tried to figure out who she was, she slipped something into his drink. The drug quickly took effect, leaving him dizzy, while Li teased him and made her attraction clear. Before she could go further, Xingyu arrived. She pulled Wu Di away immediately, unwilling to let another woman get close to him. Back at the apartment, Wu Di struggled to stay steady from the drug drink. In his daze, he almost kissed Xingyu. To stop himself, he hit his own head until he passed out. Xingyu was irritated by his behavior, since she would not have minded the kiss. The next morning, Wu Di woke up nervous, unsure if he had done something wrong. Xingyu, still annoyed, assured him that nothing had happened. Despite her calm tone, she remained worried about Ren Xin, knowing he would not give up on trying to take over her company. Later that day, Xingyu asked Wu Di to accompany her to an important banquet. When they arrived, she mischievously told him to find his own way inside. In the hall, she focused on presenting her company's cooperation proposal to a senior executive. She explained that she had prepared a backup plan to replace the one Ren Xin had stolen. Their meeting was interrupted by the arrival of a striking woman. To everyone's surprise, she was a highly sought-after investor. Even more shocking, she was thrilled to see Wu Di. The woman, Nian Shi, hugged him in front of the guests. Wu Di was stunned. He had once served as her personal bodyguard. Xingyu, irritated by how closely Nian Shi clung to him, stormed out of the hall. Wu Di chased after her. At the elevator, he explained the truth about his past with Nian Shi. Meanwhile, the senior executive approached Xingyu in the lobby. He told her that Nian Shi had agreed to invest in her project. Xingyu left the building in high spirits. Wu Di congratulated her on securing the investor. To celebrate, Xingyu invited Wu Di out for drinks. Across town, Ren Xin, frustrated by their closeness, ordered his men to steal Xingyu's company data immediately. At a luxurious restaurant, Xingyu, still in a good mood, teased Wu Di. She held his face and asked who was more beautiful, herself or Nian Shi. Wu Di froze, caught off guard. A memory of his promise to Xing Chen surfaced. His expression hardened. He told Xingyu not to ask such questions, reminding her their marriage was only a contract. Suddenly, Xingyu's phone rang. It was Ma Ling, warning her that someone was hacking into the company's data. Xingyu and Wu Di rushed back to the office. In the server room, Wu Di searched carefully and found a flash drive planted by Lin Lin the day before. It had been used to infiltrate the system. Elsewhere, Ren Xin received news that his plan had failed. Furious, He ordered his secretary to place Wu Di's name on an online fugitive list, offering a huge reward to anyone who eliminated him. The next day, Ma Lu was shocked to see Wu Di's name listed online as a wanted man. He rushed to tell Wu Di, but Wu Di stayed calm and indifferent, choosing to continue his afternoon nap. That night, Ali, the woman from the bar, appeared again. She threatened Wu Di and attacked with a hidden weapon, but he avoided every strike with ease. To Wu Di's surprise, Ali seemed pleased. She admitted her real goal was to test his strength, since she was also on the wanted list and hunted by many. Not long after she left, several cars arrived, and armed men jumped out to capture Wu Di. He fought them off fiercely until Ma Lu arrived to help. Together they drove the attackers away. During the fight, Ma Lu was injured, but he still treated his wound and warned Wu Di that the bounty on his head had increased. His name had climbed higher on the fugitive rankings, which explained why so many strangers were after him. Wu Di remained puzzled, unsure who was truly behind the attacks. Meanwhile, Xing Yu's two uncles argued over her leadership. They were frustrated that she had rejected an acquisition deal to protect a smaller project. Zhong began planning to seek Ren Xin's support at the next board meeting. The following day, Ren Xin met Nian Shi at a dock. He spread lies about Wu Di's marriage and convinced Nian Shi to resent Xing Yu. Pretending to help, he encouraged Nian Shi to get closer to Wu Di, knowing she seemed drawn to him. Later, Nian Shi visited Xing Yu's company and deliberately introduced Li Xian as her business liaison. From then on, Xing Yu was forced to work with him. Li Xian, eager to be near her again, was delighted, while Xing Yu tolerated it only for the sake of her company. Li Xian apologized for abandoning her on their wedding day. He asked for forgiveness and suggested they at least rebuild their friendship as business partners. Knowing how critical the project was, he promised to help. He even offered pastries sent by Nian Shi. Xing Yu hesitated, noticing that Li Xian knew she was allergic to eggs. Still, she ate one as a gesture of thanks for the gift. Moments later, she nearly collapsed as she stepped out of the room. Though she wished Wu Di were there, it was Li Xian who carried her to the hospital. When Xing Yu woke up feeling better, she was startled to see Li Xian at her bedside. He apologized, claiming he had forgotten about her allergy. He asked her to start over with him and explained that he had run from their wedding because Ren Xin had threatened him. His younger sister had been taken hostage, leaving him with no choice. Xing Yu grew angry at his explanation. Then Wu Di arrived with food, showing genuine care and comfort. Watching their closeness, Li Xian grew uneasy and excused himself. After he left, Xing Yu scolded Wu Di. She reminded him that her safety was his responsibility and warned him not to fail again. Meanwhile, Li Xian received a video of his sister still held captive by Ren Xin. Panicked, he called Ren Xin to apologize for failing his mission. Desperate to save his sister, he begged for another chance. The next day, Wu Di met Li Xian in front of the office. Li Xian mocked him and accused him of having an affair with Ma Ling. Wu Di dismissed the insult, knowing Li Xian was no match for him. During a meeting, Li Xian asked Xing Yu's staff to step out so he could speak with her alone. He claimed Wu Di had been seen with another woman and tried to sway her by promising loyalty. He even assured her that her project with Nian Shi would succeed with his help. From across the room, Wu Di grew irritated watching Li Xian hold Xing Yu's hand. He interrupted them by pretending to inspect the area for insects. Li Xian, frustrated, accused him of ruining his moment. Later in the parking lot, Li Xian tried again to get close to Xing Yu by entering her car. But Wu Di arrived with police officers and had Li Xian arrested for his earlier attempt to steal company data. News of the arrest quickly reached Ren Xin. Enraged, he ordered his secretary to kidnap the second-largest shareholder, who possessed one of Xing Yu's critical company USB drives. Soon after, Xing Yu learned that her uncle, the very shareholder, had gone missing. The following day, Ma Lu was shocked to find Wu Di listed as the #1 fugitive online. Wu Di, however, remained puzzled, wondering who despised him enough to put such a price on his head. Not long after, Wu Di received a phone call that shook him. The caller claimed Xing Yu had been kidnapped and ordered him to come to a specific location. What Wu Di did not realize was that Ma Lu secretly recorded the call and watched him closely. Wu Di went alone to an abandoned building, ready to rescue Xing Yu. In truth, the kidnapper's real target was him, since his bounty was now at the top of the fugitive rankings. A brutal fight followed. Despite being outnumbered, Wu Di defeated the attackers and forced them to retreat. Inside, he found a woman tied up with her head covered. Believing it was Xing Yu, he rushed to untie her. But as soon as he freed her, she embraced him. Wu Di instantly grew suspicious. The woman was not Xing Yu but Ali, who had feelings for him. He then exposed his hidden ally, revealing that he knew Ma Lu had secretly colluded with Ali in the setup. Wu Di's anger grew when Ma Lu sent a photo of him embracing Ali to Xing Yu. Cornered, Ma Lu admitted that Ali had bribed him with money. When Wu Di returned to Xing Yu's apartment, she was furious and jealous. She reminded him of their marriage contract and warned that if she ever caught him close to another woman again, she would demand compensation. The next day, Xing Yu grew worried after Ma Ling informed her that Ren Xin had acquired more shares. With the upcoming board meeting, Ren Xin would hold the majority stake, giving him the power to take over as company chairman. Xing Yu was certain he had relied on underhanded tactics to secure that position. When she confronted him, she mocked his obsession with power. But Ren Xin shamelessly chaired the important meeting anyway, even sitting in the seat usually reserved for her. Meanwhile, Wu Di took action to help Xing Yu reclaim her role. He went to the bank and opened the safe deposit box left behind by Xing Chun. Inside, he searched for proof of the true top shareholder, hoping to persuade that person to support Xing Yu. After securing the key information, Wu Di brought the top shareholder to the board meeting. Xing Yu, anxious throughout, finally felt relief. Wu Di presented documents showing that the majority shares had been transferred into her hands, proving she now held more control than Ren Xin. Standing firm, she demanded that Ren Xin step down and stop interfering in the company. At that moment, the largest shareholder, Zhu Xing, a member of Xing Yu's own family, personally attended. He openly opposed Ren Xin's claim to leadership and instructed Xing Yu to draft a written contract, ensuring she would remain the company's leader permanently. The story shifted into a flashback of Wu Di's memories with the late Xing Chun. Years earlier, while serving together in a special unit, Xing Chun had sacrificed his life to save Wu Di. Ever since, Wu Di carried deep regret, vowing to honor that sacrifice by protecting Xing Yu at all costs. When the flashback ended, the focus returned to the present. That morning, Ma Lu looked sorrowful, convinced Wu Di had been killed. With Wu Di now branded a high-value fugitive, he feared someone might have eliminated him. To his shock, Wu Di suddenly appeared, confused to see his own photo being used as a mourning tribute. Ma Lu was overjoyed, admitting he had worried every time Wu Di vanished without warning. Wu Di told him not to worry and revealed that he was, in fact, Song Ming, the #1 fugitive. Ma Lu was stunned. Song Ming had long been considered the most dangerous wanted man, with his whereabouts always unknown. Yet Ma Lu refused to believe it, thinking Wu Di was joking. Soon after, Xing Yu called Wu Di. She showed him a photo of Zhu Xing, one of her company's shareholders, and asked him to protect him from Ren Xin's schemes. She also entrusted Wu Di with a USB drive containing critical company data, warning him to keep it safe. Wu Di went to Zhu Xing's house but found it empty. Instead, he ran into Ali, who had been following him. She warned him to be careful, admitting she already knew he was Song Ming. She revealed that Ren Xin also knew the truth and urged Wu Di to stay cautious. Later, Wu Di went to the address Ren Xin had ordered him to. He arrived empty-handed. Ren Xin, delighted to confirm Wu Di's true identity, threatened to destroy Xing Yu and ordered Wu Di to stand still while his men attacked. Wu Di endured the beating without resistance at first, but after some time he fought back. Using his skills, he defeated Ren Xin's men and forced them to retreat. After the fight, Ali reappeared to check on him. Wu Di, badly injured, feared she might capture him and claim the massive bounty. Instead, Ali chose to help. She brought him to the hospital for treatment. At the hospital, Xing Yu rushed through the halls in a panic, desperately searching for his room. When she found him, she cried and apologized, admitting she felt guilty and terrified of losing him. Though Wu Di appeared to be asleep, he heard her words. Amused and touched by her concern, he smiled. Xing Yu, embarrassed and flustered, thought he was teasing her, but deep down she was relieved he had survived and returned to her side. Meanwhile, Ren Xin, also hospitalized from his injuries, was unable to move. Officials arrived and placed him under arrest, following the report filed by Xing Yu. A few days later, after Wu Di returned to work, he finally received the information he had been waiting for. Earlier, he had asked Ma Lu to investigate something. As he reviewed the collected data, Wu Di grew unsettled, realizing there was more behind everything than he had thought. Following the clues, Wu Di went to a hotel that matched his suspicions about the mastermind behind the attacks on Xing Yu. Meanwhile, at the security post, Xing Yu searched for Wu Di and came across the data he had been reviewing on his laptop. Ma Lu explained that someone other than Ren Xin was targeting her company. He suggested that Ren Xin was only a pawn being used by the real mastermind. At the hotel, Wu Di stayed on high alert, convinced the mastermind was inside. From outside, he suddenly heard someone call him by the name Song Ming. He entered cautiously and saw Ali tied up, her hands and feet bound. Without warning, smoke began to fill the room. Wu Di reacted instantly. He covered his nose and shielded Ali to keep her from inhaling the toxic gas. A strange voice echoed through the room, saying the antidote was on the table in the form of 2 pills, one red and one blue. Wu Di examined them carefully and realized both were poisoned. He untied Ali's hands, but as soon as she was free, she attacked him with a hidden weapon, nearly striking him. Wu Di defended himself easily. He told her he already knew the pills had been made by her, since their scent still lingered on her hands. At that moment, Wu Di understood that Ali planned to capture him and hand him over in exchange for the bounty offered by the true mastermind. Elsewhere, Xing Yu met with Uncle Shun. He scolded her harshly for decisions that had caused financial trouble for the company. Xing Yu reassured him that she would take full responsibility. The argument left Uncle Shun clutching his chest in pain, but Xing Yu had already left the house. Collapsing at the doorway, he was left to die while his younger brother Zhong looked on. Instead of helping, Zhong watched with satisfaction, believing this was his chance to seize power. News of Uncle Shun's death shocked and devastated Xing Yu. She blamed herself for their argument earlier and was overwhelmed with guilt. Meanwhile, Ali delivered Wu Di as a captive to the one who had paid heavily to have him taken alive. Back with Xing Yu, she was still grieving when she received a phone call from Zhong. His cheerful tone, so unlike that of a grieving relative, only angered her. Zhong told her he would now assume Uncle Shin's position in the company, and Xing Yu was disappointed by his selfishness. Feeling cornered, she tried calling Wu Di, but he did not answer. She tried again. At that moment, Ali handed Wu Di's phone to Boss Hu and suggested letting him take the call. When Xing Yu finally reached him, Wu Di pretended to stay calm and concealed his situation. At the same time, he slipped a coded message into the conversation, one only he and Xing Yu understood, warning her to stay on guard. After Boss Hu left, Ali tried to get closer to Wu Di while they were alone. But Wu Di seized the chance to escape, breaking free from his restraints with ease. Meanwhile, at the office, Xing Yu and Ma Ling strengthened security for the night, preparing for Boss Hu's men who were coming to steal something valuable. Thanks to Wu Di's hidden warning over the phone, Ma Lu was ready and fought off the intruders. At the same time, Xing Yu and Ma Ling waited behind a door to confront anyone who broke in. In the chaos, Ma Ling accidentally struck Wu Di, mistaking him for one of the criminals. Relieved to see him safe, Xing Yu embraced him and gently touched the bump on his head caused by Ma Ling's blow. As Xing Yu cared for Wu Di, Ma Lu suddenly rushed in, breaking the moment. Overjoyed at Wu Di's return, he hugged him tightly. Xing Yu thanked Ma Lu for his bravery in fighting off the attackers and rewarded him with 5 times his salary in gratitude. Elsewhere, it was revealed that Zhong had been part of the plot that night. He had worked with Boss Hu, who had earlier abducted Wu Di. Furious that the plan failed, Zhong lashed out at his loyal secretary and ordered him to kidnap Zhou, one of Xing Yu's company leaders, to force him into cooperation. That night, Zhou was taken to a rooftop where Zhong revealed his plan to independently produce a new program owned by Xing Yu's company. Zhou refused at first, warning that developing research products would take a long time. But Zhong tempted him with a highly profitable deal, and Zhou reluctantly agreed. The next day, Xing Yu called Wu Di to explain the secret technology she had been developing with her late brother. It was called Wuwang, a project with vast potential and wide applications. Xing Yu worried because many people sought Wuwang, not all with good intentions. She also confided her suspicions about Zhong, who had taken over Uncle Shen's position. She feared his ambitions would destroy the family business. Later, Xing Yu visited Zhong's office and deliberately brought Wu Di as her assistant. When she asked why he had summoned her, Zhong openly admitted his desire to take over the Wuwang project. Neither Xing Yu nor Wu Di were surprised. They had expected this all along. Wu Di even mocked Zhong, saying he knew about all of his underhanded schemes to seize control of Wuwang. Meanwhile, Zhou grew increasingly busy in his office, urging Ma Ling to finish the research reports quickly. After she left, he opened his safe, pulled out an envelope of confidential Wuwang documents, and slipped it into his personal bag. The act was caught on CCTV. Not long after, in Zhong's office, he smiled as he read Zhou's message confirming that the documents were now in his possession. Acting concerned about family unity, Zhong offered Xing Yu a partnership and pretended to worry about the company's future. But Xing Yu stood firm, determined that Wuwang would continue independently as the legacy she shared with her late brother. Wu Di stepped in, pointing out that Zhong's offer sounded insincere, as if he wanted to see Xing Yu fail. Zhong, angered, snapped back that Wu Di had no right to speak. To him, Wu Di was only a guard, unworthy of the family's status even if married to Xing Yu. Unwilling to argue further, Xing Yu left with Wu Di. Back at their office, Ma Ling panicked after discovering the Wu Shuang documents were missing. Xing Yu and Wu Di, unsurprised, checked Zhou's office CCTV and confirmed that he had stolen them. Meanwhile, Zhong ordered his secretary to release the funds needed to develop Wu Shuang. Whatever price Zhou demanded, Zhong was ready to pay. Weeks later, Ma Ling reported that Zhong's research progress was outdated. Xing Yu and Wu Di, however, stayed calm. Wu Di even hinted that a major surprise was coming. Sure enough, when Zhou advanced to stage 2 of the Wu Shuang project, problems appeared. He complained to Zhong that despite following every step in the stolen documents, something was wrong. He suspected the files had been altered. Zhong was stunned and furious. Convinced that Xing Yu had set him up, he raged at the setback. At the same time, Xing Yu and Wu Di monitored Zhong's lab through CCTV. Suddenly, an explosion rocked the lab. Smiling, they showed no surprise, as though they had expected this failure all along. It was then revealed that Zhou had secretly been working with Xing Yu. She had anticipated that Zhong would approach him, so she instructed Zhou to hand over falsified documents. Loyal to the memory of Xing Yu's late father, Zhou agreed to help stop Zhong's greed. Afterward, Xing Yu sent Ma Ling and Ma Lu to escort Zhou's family to safety, fearing Zhong would retaliate. But during the mission, a white van intercepted them. Zhou's daughter was abducted, and both Ma Lu and Ma Ling were stunned with electric weapons and overpowered. Elsewhere, Xing Yu and Zhou celebrated their victory in protecting the real Wu Shuang project from Zhong. Xing Yu reassured Zhou that Ma Ling and Ma Lu had been tasked with securing his family. Just then, a video call came through. Zhou's face fell in horror as he saw his daughter on screen, crying and begging for help. His heart broke at the sight. Panicked, Xing Yu received a message from Wu Di. He told her he was already on his way to rescue Zhou's daughter. Xing Yu tried to calm Zhou, assuring him that Wu Di was doing everything possible to bring her back safely. Not long after, Wu Di made a video call. He showed Xing Yu that he had rescued Zhou's daughter and had also freed Ma Ling and Ma Lu. Zhou was overjoyed to know his daughter was safe. Out of gratitude, Ma Ling hugged Wu Di. But this immediately sparked jealousy in Xing Yu, who abruptly ended the call. When Wu Di returned to the office, Xing Yu looked upset. She demanded an explanation, asking why Ma Ling had hugged him in front of her. This time, Xing Yu openly showed her jealousy, acting as though she were his real wife with every right to be possessive. Wu Di tried to ease the tension with playful apologies, teasing her gently. Eventually, Xing Yu softened, touched by how many lives he had saved. Her words of praise made Wu Di beam with pride. He even asked her to repeat them so he could record the moment as a keepsake. Thinking of her late brother Xing Chun, who had always protected her, Xing Yu's eyes filled with tears. Wu Di embraced her to comfort her. In that moment, she quietly asked, "Can you stay with me forever?" The question left Wu Di conflicted. He slowly pulled away, saying he wished to protect her but could not promise something he himself was unsure of. Suddenly, Xing Yu realized the shadowy figure who had often followed her must have been Wu Di all along. Wu Di admitted that ever since Xing Chen's death, he had never let her out of his sight because of the promise he had made. But now, he added, he wanted to protect her for himself. His words filled Xing Yu with hope. Leaning closer, Xing Yu tried to kiss him. But Wu Di closed his eyes, as if rejecting her. Irritated, Xing Yu called him a coward. Stung, Wu Di finally gathered his courage. He touched her face and kissed her for the first time. That night, Wu Di received a video and an address. The message showed that Boss Hu, who had once kidnapped him, was now captured by Ali. She asked him to come to the same hotel where they had met before. Xing Yu wanted to accompany him, but Wu Di refused, promising to resolve things quickly and return. Wu Di went to the hotel. Ali was waiting. She flattered him, saying he looked more handsome and masculine than before. Wu Di dismissed her words and demanded she get to the point. Suddenly, Ali sprayed something into his eyes and struck him on the back of the head, knocking him out. Meanwhile, Xing Yu grew increasingly anxious when Wu Di failed to return. Her fears deepened after she received a video showing his abduction, so she immediately set out with her company's security team. At the hotel, Ma Lu led the guards while Xing Yu herself took charge of the operation, showing no fear as she directed them to free Wu Di. On the rooftop, Ali held Wu Di hostage, furious about his closeness with Xing Yu. When Ma Lu tried to pressure her into letting him go, she suddenly pushed Wu Di off the roof. At the last second, Ma Lu sacrificed himself, catching Wu Di and breaking his fall. Xing Yu was deeply relieved that Wu Di survived. Still, she grew jealous, knowing Ali's feelings for him. Wu Di asked Xing Yu to promise she would never come to such dangerous places again, but his words only annoyed her more. She resented his connection with Ali. Frustrated, Xingyu struck Wu Di. In response, he hugged her tightly in front of everyone, embarrassing their colleagues with his public display of affection. He then proposed holding a new wedding ceremony and officially registering their marriage. Xingyu, still unsettled, revealed that she had received evidence suggesting Xingchen might still be alive. Wu Di admitted he had heard the same. Before they could discuss further, Ma Lu brought them a set of suspicious photographs. Among them, one image shook Xingyu, a photo showing Wu Di and Xingchen pointing guns at each other. Demanding an explanation, she confronted Wu Di. He insisted it had only been a military training exercise. But Xingyu, unconvinced, walked away in doubt. She then brought Wu Di into her secret room, where she had collected countless articles about Xingchen's death and Wu Di's past. She already knew that Wu Di and her late brother had once worked together, competing to solve a classified code. That rivalry had ended with Xingchen's death. From the beginning, Xingyu had known Wu Di's true identity. What hurt her most was that she had fallen for him despite it all. She felt betrayed by her brother's selfishness, remembering how they had always depended on each other since childhood. Wu Di pleaded with her to trust him, promising to find those truly responsible. Then he left, while Xingyu broke down in tears, overcome with sorrow. The next day, while on duty, Wu Di encountered Ali again. She challenged him and nearly injured him, but this time Wu Di deliberately allowed himself to be captured. Ali then reported to Boss Hu had ordered her to abduct him, and delivered Wu Di to an old building. Inside, Boss Hu demanded the original Wu Shuang project documents. Wu Di refused, enduring the torture inflicted by Boss Hu and his men. Before long, Ma Lu appeared. He had secretly followed Wu Di during the abduction and now fought fiercely to free him. Ali praised Ma Lu's courage, but the truth soon came out. Wu Di and Ali had actually been working together. Their plan was to trap Boss Hu, with Ali risking her own safety to assist. Wu Di thanked her, admitting that if the mission had failed, both of them would have been in grave danger. Wu Di and Ma Lu then interrogated Boss Hu, pressing him to reveal who was behind everything. Under pressure, Boss Hu confessed that the one paying him was someone inside Xingyu's family company, known only as Bald Eagle. Neither Wu Di nor Ma Lu recognized the name. Meanwhile, Zhong's secretary abducted Xingyu and delivered her to Zhong. At the same time, Boss Hu received a message from his men confirming that Xingyu had already been captured. Reading the message on Boss Hu's phone, Wu Di immediately set out to rescue her. Xingyu was taken to an abandoned factory, where Zhong's secretary revealed himself to be Bald Eagle. She was stunned, unable to believe her uncle's trusted aide could betray her. He admitted his true identity. He had once served in the same unit as her late brother, Xingchen. To lure Wu Di, Bald Eagle even displayed a doll keychain that Wu Di had once given Xingyu. Soon enough, Wu Di arrived at the factory. Bald Eagle ordered his strongest fighter to battle Wu Di. Wu Di nearly won and moved to free Xingyu. But Ali suddenly appeared and injected him with a syringe, knocking him unconscious. When Wu Di awoke, both he and Xingyu were tied up in the old building. Ali explained that she had been forced to obey Bald Eagle under threat. Yet when she saw Xingyu about to be harmed, her compassion overwhelmed her, and she chose to save them both. Cornered, Bald Eagle revealed his final weapon. Xingchen was still alive. He had turned Xingchen into an experimental subject, implanting a chip in his brain to control him like a machine. Wu Di was forced to fight Xingchen, whose movements were robotic. During the clash, Xingchen nearly struck Xingyu, but she rushed forward and embraced him. Her love and memories restored his humanity, reminding him of their happy past together. The next day, Wu Di confronted Zhong, presenting evidence of his role in Uncle Shen's death. Zhong was finally forced to face justice for his crimes. The story ended with a wedding between Wu Di and Xingyu, a celebration of the deep love they had found after enduring so many trials together. So the moral of the story is love can survive kidnappings, betrayals, and even contract marriages.